I told you there are mainly two situations, two scenarios, one map in the present and one in the future. I described that, and I told you one in the past and one at present. Okay. Then I was telling you about the descriptions, the structural descriptions and the geographical descriptions. I told you structural descriptions, I call it that just to get your attention on the structures. Okay. Just to focus your attention on the structures. And for the geographical description is to focus your attention on the location of the structures. Okay. On the locations, on the particular placement of the particular structure. Okay. So in structural descriptions, you are talking about how the structure has changed over time. Then maybe it has been removed, it's been upgraded, it has been transformed, or whatever change that has happened to the structure. That's what you are describing. And for the geographical description, you're talking about how the position or the location of the structure has changed. Okay, so that's just all. Then for the geographical, description, and then it's just telling us where those features were, where they are, and things like that. So you can use to the left, you can use to the right. Okay, but like I was saying earlier, the best way to talk about it is to use your compass north, south, east. Okay, so you can use north, east, north, west, and things like that. But that's just, but it's acceptable to use left, right, center as well. You can actually use a blend, a mix of them. Okay, so, and I think, was it in the previous class I was telling you, don't let anatomy and physiology implicate you when you are dealing with Ielts. I know anatomy has already corrupted many of you. And what I mean by that is anatomy will tell you that your right ventricle is on the left, you know. So when you have it on the left of your paper, it says the right and things like that. Well, in this situation, if it's on the left, it is left. Okay. If it's on the right, it is right. Don't try to be flipping it over and bringing your anatomy mentality into this. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Okay. So for examples of how you can construct the structural description is just what I've got here. I've read them out to you earlier. So you can just say just north of the city center. You can say something runs from maybe from the northeast to the northwest. Maybe, for example, maybe they gave you a river now. You can say, or maybe a road network. Then you can talk about it running from one side to another. You can use next to. Okay, so maybe next to the computer lab is in the southeast is the library or something. Okay, you can use close to. Okay, then you can use in the west of, in the east of, in the north of. Then I said you can use close to the city center or in the middle of the park. If they give you a feature that seems to be centrally located, then you can describe that as being in the middle of the park or in the city center. Or if something else is just by the side, then you can say it's close to the city center. Okay, so that's just how you present your descriptions. Okay. So this is just an example of most of the map questions will come with a compass in just maybe one top corner of the question. Just in one top corner of the question, you can see something like this written. Sometimes it's just 4 cardinal points you see. Okay, you see north, south, west, and east. you see those things. But if in the situation where on your question paper is not there, then I would advise you to just pick your pencil and draw out this, just sketch this on your paper, because it will be an unforgivable mistake for you to mistake west for east. Okay, it will be unforgivable. Or maybe it's north for south, south for west and north, whichever way, and just make that mistake. It will be unforgivable, and it will cost you your band, because that will come up as inaccurate description. And I told you earlier, inaccurate description is band 6. So that will give you a band 6, even though it's just, so that's why I said this will come up as your left, this will come up as your right. So don't let anatomy spoil you and you are trying to flip it over. Okay. You know, in anatomy now, this will be your right in anatomy, and this will be your left in anatomy. Okay. But in this situation, we are not talking about anatomy. Okay. So on the left side is the left side, and the right side is the right side. So don't let that confuse you. So if you are using left, maybe top left corner or something, or bottom right corner or something like that. So just be mindful of what you are saying. If you make that mistake, then it might be a costly mistake when you are discussing map. So for the structural descriptions, a good way to approach this is by answering the questions: what structures have changed, have been removed, what structure has been added, expanded, transformed, or unchanged. Okay. Then you use appropriate vocabularies, appropriate verb to describe them. Okay. I've been trying to bring all these changes together and use a formula for them. I'm not sure how I'm able to come up with anything meaningful. Before this section runs out, so if you work with me and say, okay, something this has been removed, or better still, let me just, okay, let's put it like that. So removed, something added, expanded, is it transformed, and it's unchanged. Okay. So if I pick the first letters of all these changes, I can see a word there, I can see a tier there, but this U, I don't know where to put it. So maybe you put it on tier, or tier. Because when we're talking about the main descriptions later, it might be helpful for you to just have something at the back of your head that will give you a quick hint into what you are expecting. So if you have T at the back of your head, you know the T will be for transformed, this will be for expansion, this will be addition, and this will be remover. Okay. Then U, maybe you put U somewhere there, I don't know. Or just find somewhere to put that U. Well, I'll come back to how you will utilize this in a bit. I have less than 5 minutes on this in this section now. Sorry. So the structure for maps, I'm moving to the structures now. It's still the same for every academic writing task 1 that you've been doing. And you have your introduction, you have your overview, you have your body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. And once again, for the emphasis sake, no conclusion. Okay, no conclusion. Careful of that. There's no conclusion in academic writing task 1. So you only have your introduction, overview, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2. This structure seems to be sacrosanct and it applies to every question type. Okay, it's just what you put in there that matters. So how will you identify your key features? Just the key features to focus on. You can ask yourself the following questions to identify general changes or the key features. Is the map more or less residential? Okay. Are there more or less countrysides? Maybe is it more or less of a village, or is it more civilized now, or something like that? Okay. Are there more or less trees? Okay, maybe in the past there used to be trees somewhere and they've taken down all the trees. Now they build high-rise hotels or high-rise buildings or something like that. So are there more trees, more or less trees, or probably there were just few trees and now they have a forest? Okay. Were the changes dramatic or negligible? Okay. Was it a dramatic change or just something negligible? Maybe just a little change in the size or in the structure of a particular thing. In that situation, you can say it's negligible. But if it's dramatic, then you let us know. Okay. Are there any major improvements in infrastructures? Okay. Maybe, for instance, they put some ups, these small house or cottages there in the past. And now you have 5-star hotel, you have residential places, you have apartments and things like that. So you can say, okay, there has been a massive improvement in that. Or maybe the road network used to be maybe just a street and now it's a dual carriage, or maybe a major road network that runs through the city. So you need to talk about that as well. How have the buildings or the leisure facilities changed? Okay. Are the main changes predominant in one area of the map? Like there are some instances, there are some instances where the changes will just be on one side of the map. Maybe everything on this place looks like they've been changed massively. Maybe the development was on this side, and on the other side here, everything remains unchanged. Maybe this side just remained unchanged, or probably negligible change or minimal change. But like in this example now, this is the western side. So maybe the changes, they are more on the western side of the city. Okay. So you can say, okay, it is noticeable that the western side of the town has experienced more of a dramatic change, or more as predominantly they've experienced more of the changes, while the maybe you say other parts, or this is the eastern parts now, remained unchanged, or they are quite, yeah, maybe the change there happens to be negligible. Then you talk about that. But this is just to give you a foreknowledge of how you can. All these questions will not be applied to every map question, every map. I was just saying these questions will not be applied to all the question types, all the map question types, but It's just for you to have an idea of what and what to look out for. If you can pick 2, 3 of them, then you'll be in a good situation. Okay. So this is just an example of a map. There's one in the past, there's one at present. Okay. For example, you can see here, generally, there are no longer trees at present. Okay. You can see here, these are trees here. And all the trees center in the middle of the park, isn't it? It looks like they're centrally located. But if you look at that same situation here, that same location here, there are no longer trees here. They've been replaced by other structures. Okay, like where this open restaurant is now, it seems to me that where this open restaurant was where we used to have trees. So, and it's not like they relocated the trees somewhere else. They were totally removed, because I can't see trees in the at present now. Okay. So that will come up as a key feature that you just need to note somewhere before you start writing that, okay, now you have to talk about this. You need to talk about the trees that have been removed. Okay. Not only that, the tree in the center of the park here that has been replaced by open restaurant. So the open restaurant was not here, or was it here? There was no open restaurant in the past. So this restaurant came up to replace where they used to have trees. Okay. If you look at this again, I can see the beach. Yeah, this is the beach. It looks like it has remained the same. It seems like it has remained in the same location. Nothing really changed to me. This pier side, it has maintained its position, but it's a little bit upgraded, because from boats they upgraded it to a cruise ship. Okay. And just few things like that. These rocks on this corner, they seem to have maintained their position as well. Okay. The natural spring here, they seem to have been replaced by scenic looks and lookout and coffee. And sorry, why did I say coffee? And cafe. Okay. So it's just looking at it. This building here has been removed, and it seemed to me like, okay, not necessarily removed, because this was labeled as hotel. So probably it is this building they just transformed to an hotel here. Okay, and transformed to an hotel. So in a space of few seconds, less than 1 minute, you can highlight 5, 6, 7 changes and pick out which one are most significant. Don't forget the key features are the most obvious ones. You don't have to think. If you have to be thinking or doing mathematics or doing extrapolation before you bring out the key features, then it's not an obvious feature. It's not a key feature. Okay, something that you can identify at a glance. Like everything I've said now, okay, at a glance, you can see that, okay, trees used to be here, they are no more here, and they've been replaced by open restaurants. You can see, okay, this is the beach, is still here. These are rocks, they are still here as well. This is the natural spring, it's no longer here. It's been replaced by scenic lookout and cafe. Okay, this is a building here, and it's been replaced by hotels. Okay, the piers there seems to have been an upgrade of the old one. Okay, the entire structure of the town looks like it's still the same. It still remain the same. The sea and everything, all they are still where they used to be. You can see the shape of the town still remains the same. So all these things, they are just the key elements you can pick from it. But if I clear all this now, to make it more systematic for you, remember I was trying to get out the tier for you the other time. so that you can know what to look out for. You still remember that. So the U is the unchanged features, and this is the transformed ones, transformed features. This is the expanded features, expanded features. This is added, like the added features, addition. Then these are the removed features. So if you have this UTI in your brain, it can help you. If you are like me, I like simplifying things like that. So if you look at the map, so let's look at the first map together. If you look at the first map, this particular map now, whatever you can see, everything I've said earlier now, if you pretend that you didn't hear it and you look at this at a glance, comparing with the second map, then you can say, okay, these trees, they were here. They used to be here. They are no longer here. So the trees, they've been removed. Then you can just put a R on it. Let's assume this is your question paper. You just you can just put a R on it. So sometimes you can't trust your brain. You think you have noted the point and you forgot when it is time to write about it. So this is just about you planning now. So you can just put a R on this. You can see the rocks here. They are still where they used to be. So you can put a U on this that is unchanged. Okay. The beach here is also unchanged because it's still here. So the U is, beach is still unchanged. Okay. The building here, they've changed it to hotels. To me, that would come like maybe a transformation. If you like, you can make it a replacement, but I'll put it like it's been transformed. So I'll put a T on this. I'll put a T on that. Okay. Open restaurant. There was no restaurant in this place. So this restaurant is an addition. So I put an A on this. Okay. This is a swimming pool. Was there a swimming pool in the past? I can't see any. So this swimming pool is also an addition. Yeah. Okay. These piers and cruise ship, they look like they've been expanded. Okay. It looks like it's been expanded from the boats to cruise ship and things like that. And you can obviously see the size. It's been, the size of the pier is now bigger and wider, isn't it? So that looks like it's been expanded. You can just put a he, letter he on it. Okay. The natural spring here. Can I still see natural spring here? They are not longer here. So the natural spring has been removed. You can put an R on it. Then the cafe, and this is what the label and the scenic lookout, they look like an addition to me as well. So you can put a here on this. So by the time you just do that a bit of exercise, it will take you less than a minute to do all these. So you just put R U T E A and you just scatter it like that. So when you are ready to write, you don't have to think all over again. You have saved yourself from the risk of forgetfulness, forgetting what you noted. So now when I want to start writing, you already know what to focus on. You know the key features that you've identified. This is scientific research station. Sorry. Yeah, this scientific research station here. I can't see any station here. Okay. All the places that are being used for stations, now they have hotels. They have hotels all around this place. So this research station has been removed as well. Okay, so you just put a R on it. So now it's difficult for you to run out of points. It's difficult for you to run out of idea if you follow this process because you already have a lot of things to write about. So it's just now focusing on how to logically arrange your idea. I hope that is clear. Let's move forward from there. I was saying similarly, you will agree with me that there are more recreational facilities at present compared to the past, evidenced by the addition of hotels, swimming pool, cycle park, cafes, scenic lookout, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's another side to it. There are more recreational facilities at present than in the past. Okay, because now you have swimming pool, you have hotels, you have cycle parks. So if you put those two general observations together, that's just what is there. So a good example would be overall, a look across the layout shows there are more recreational facilities in the island, on the island in the present day compared to the past. Similarly, it is noticeable that total deforestation has taken place over the given time. I hope you all know that the deforestation here just means the trees have been, and it seems like it's total because I can't find any tree at present. So total deforestation has taken place. That's an observation. Then the recreational facilities also, they are the second observation that I put together here. So that will come up as a good summary for you. You can always do it your own way, but that's just a good example of how you can identify the key features and put them together. Okay. Because I told you we consider it as multiple charts. So for the body paragraphs, the structure will be one graph, one paragraph. I hope you still remember that. One graph, one paragraph. Okay. So one graph, one paragraph. What that means is you dedicate the body paragraph 1 for the first map, then the second body paragraph 2 for the second map. So don't try to mix them up. When you mix them up, it's clumsy and you are at higher risk of losing your coherence and cohesion when you mix them up. Okay, so try your best. Just the first map, summarize it, describe it in your body paragraph 1, then the body paragraph 2 for the second map. It is your tenses in the body paragraph 2 that will show a reference to what you have described in paragraph 1. Okay, like you use more of maybe present perfect tense or past perfect tense, depending on the question type they give you. Okay, so when you say the open restaurant has been added, okay, has been added, okay, or you say this one has been built, maybe hotels have been built where so used to be. These are previously occupied by, is it a research? Is that they have one? Let me see that question in that map again. Scientific research station. Okay, so you can say now that you can tell us that we have hotels now where was previously occupied by scientific research stations. It used to be previously occupied by research stations. So it has now, we now have hotels in there. Okay. So, but basically, every key point that are here, you put them together in your body paragraph 1, and the key points here, you put them together in body paragraph 2. That's just the summary of what I'm trying to let us know, so you don't get them mixed up. So example now, you can say in the past there were predominantly trees at the center of the island. I hope you can see my screen. There are predominantly mainly trees in the center of the island. Okay. Then in your second body paragraph, when you are talking about that same location, you say something like, however, open restaurant has currently been constructed in the middle of the park, previously occupied by trees. Greeneries are just like previously occupied by trees. So when you say previously occupied by trees, this is you making reference to what you already said in the previous paragraph, because it said previously occupied by tree. Okay. So even if you had not mentioned trees in your previous paragraph, when you say previously occupied by something, you're already telling us that, okay, this is a new addition. It wasn't open restaurant that was there before. This was, maybe you said previously occupied by research station now. Maybe just for example now, if it's a previously occupied by research station and you stop. So the information, the interpretation you are giving us, the information you are passing across to us will be that open restaurants is an addition, a direct replacement of the research station. But in this situation, is a direct replacement of the trees. So the trees, you already told us they're in the center of the park, center of the island, and you're telling us that open restaurants have now been constructed in that same middle of the peninsula, previously occupied by greeneries. Okay. So that would just be like me. This is just me picking a sentence out of each paragraph. So this will be in your body paragraph 1. This will be in your body paragraph 2. Obviously not a complete paragraph, but that's just how you can make reference in each of the paragraphs. So I'll pause here and call some of us to just identify a few changes you can see from these charts that you have, this map that you have on the board, very quickly. So this is 1990, so it's in the past, and this is 2010. They are both in the past. So we want you to describe these maps. So very quickly, I need somebody, if you can raise up your hand, I need someone to tell me the key features you can see here, the key changes you can see here very quickly. Anybody except Victoria? Firstly, let me ascertain, can we all see my screen? Bidemi, let me start with you. Bidemi, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can see the screen.
Very good. Olashade, you can see the screen too. That's brilliant. Okay, so Bidemi, don't go, come back. So just highlight for us at least 2. Just give us at least 2 key changes you can see from this.
I'm struggling to see the lecture in my slide.
Quick.
Okay, the woodland has been replaced by a golf course in 2010 from 1980. So then I see
so
that
the woodland here has been replaced by golf course. That's absolutely fantastic.
Then the sea still remains the same.
The sea remains the same. That's okay. Don't say anything more. So let's get other people on board. Thank you, Madam Bidemi. You have never disappointed, and that's good. Mr. Adigo, I can see you, but I won't call you yet. Lovely.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Lovely is another good customer, so hope you won't disappoint.
Yes, sir. From the map in 1980, we can see a tea room. And then in 2010, a tea room has been transformed into a restaurant.
Wow, that's brilliant. The tea room here transformed to a restaurant. Excellent.
Yes. And also in 1980, well, it was empty, it was kind of scarce. But
Say that
in
again.
1980,
Yes.
there were few buildings and no roads. But in 2010, it's a retirement village.
That's wonderful. So there is addition of retirement village here, and there seems to be no residential building in 1980. That is fine. Victoria, please put down your hand. Mr. Adigun. Yes, Mr. Adigun. Mr. Adigun, why do you keep jumping? Okay. Mr. Adigun, are you there?
Yeah.
Welcome, sir. So what obvious changes can you see from here?
Yes, I can see some.
Yeah, tell us what's
not there in the year 1980, but currently there in 2010.
Sorry, I can't hear that.
Holiday cottage.
Okay. So what happened to the holiday cottages?
The holiday cottages in the year 19, but currently in the year 2010, holiday cottages is now there below the East Bank.
Okay, I think your network is not very good. Okay, but I can hear you talking about the
Another
holiday.
significant thing that is not.
I can hear you talking about the holiday cottages. Okay, it's not enough to say the cottages are no longer there, but in my own observation, it seems the cottages are the ones replaced by the permanent houses. Okay, so the permanent house is, it looks like the cottages have been upgraded or probably expanded or transformed to permanent houses. Okay, holiday cottages are like small buildings where people just come in for holiday and things like that. But now they put permanent houses, so they've been transformed to permanent houses. That would be a better way to put it. Ibilola is raising her hand.
Yes, it's what I wanted to say that you have said, but I wanted to add, I'm going to add that there's an hotel. There's a hotel in 1980, and this remained unchanged in 2010.
Are you sure?
That's like the start, yes.
Are you sure about that? Have a second look.
After the permanent houses.
Yes.
I'll be down the permanent houses.
I know what you are saying, but have a second look. Can you see this? So I know what you are saying because this looks unchanged, but there is an extra hotel in 2010, isn't it?
There's an extra hotel in 2010.
So you can't just say it has remained unchanged because you've got extra hotel. Okay.
Addition.
So there will be an additional hotel, or you say it's been expanded or something like that. Or you can't say they remain the same because they actually have an extra hotel here.
Okay,
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, I understand. The C is unchanged in 1980 and also in 2010.
Yes, I think Biden mentioned that. Then Mr. Adigun, sorry, Mr. Adigun talked about all the day cottages that have been removed, and I was talking about that as well, that they've been transformed to permanent houses. But just now I'm saying the holiday cottages on this side. So it's not like they've been removed. It looks like they are relocated. It's been relocated from the is it the western side of the park now to the far east. Okay. So it's like the holiday cottages, they moved it. Can you see what I'm doing? They seem like they've moved the holiday cottages from this place to this place. So it's not like they removed it. They just relocated it. And they put permanent houses where the cottages used to be. So they put
Then
the permanent
East
houses.
Bank.
East Bank. Okay, this is East Bank. What happens? What about East Bank?
East Bank is unchanged.
East Bank is unchanged. Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. Before I leave this page, let me call Victoria before she vexes. But the class I'm now is for, she likes answering my questions. She forgets she's a tutor, so she likes answering my questions. That's why I didn't call her. Okay. Mr. is correcting me that he said it has been relocated to the southeast. That's perfect. Thank you. So, Victoria.
Yeah, you didn't allow me to talk now. You have all
now.
The prospective candidates, they have dissected everything. And I really want to say that I'm impressed with this set. And like I said yesterday when I was having class with them, they are really doing really good as compared to the previous sets that we've had. So I think they are going to make us proud.
Thank you for the encouragement.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. So what I'm going to do is, since we've dissected this together now, I'm still going to send this same map question to us on the WhatsApp page, just for us to get our hand on it. So everything we've said, take your time. Don't take your time now. Make it maximum of 20 minutes because you are getting close to the end of your training. So by now you should be able to operate at a faster pace. Okay, so don't take your time. Maximum of 20 minutes. Get a good time and write this. Then you can submit it to the bank. A note of warning: I'm not promising that I will review everybody's work in the bank, but it will be good for you to just get your hand on it, write it and submit. But I will just pick at random, make it 2, 3, 4, 5 people and review and see how we are applying everything we have learned. Okay, but I'm not promising that I'm going to review everyone's efforts. Okay, but let's try that. And so I'll send that to the page. Every key features already we've talked about it, so you shouldn't have any excuse not to put down something nice for us. Okay, so we'll move on from there. Let me close this.